Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Just the way all people in this ascension journey meet karmics, twin flames, false twin flames, narcissists, and there's a list of people, you also meet someone who's a psychopath. And you might even date some or one. If not too many, once in a life, you'll definitely have an experience of dealing with a psychopath. And till the time you don't know what you're dealing with, it can be really difficult. But once you know what the psychopath is doing and why the psychopath is doing it, you'll stop taking it personally. Because whatever havoc they cause in people's life, a psychopath is literally also one of the levels that you have to clear. And once you understand, it's very, very interesting. Psychopaths don't have empathy. And they don't have empathy just not towards you, but also towards their own self in many ways. But they love certain part of themselves in such a twisted, manic way, like a sadistic way, that they cannot form relationships. They can ruin long-term relationships. They can ruin their connections for just literally very small things. And most people who deal with a psychopath would always think, what's wrong with this person? Why are they doing this? And most of the times, the psychopath is going to hurt your ego. They're going to hurt your ego or your self-respect. They like to test people. They derive pleasure from hurting people. And those people can be anyone. They can be anyone close to a psychopath. Psychopaths don't think, what's the relationship? They can do it to their mother, to their father, to their family members, to their siblings, to their cousins, to their relationship partners, romantic situations where they're in. They can do it to anyone, bosses, employee. Even if they meet a random person, a stranger, and a stranger is nice to them, the psychopath is going to cause some kind of trouble or pain to that person. And that's how they take energy from people, because they always do something that you look at and you be like, this is disgusting. That's what they make people feel. They act in a certain way that is going to disgust you. What's funny also is that when you're getting disgusted from this person's behavior, you're going to think, like, why does this person have to do this? Why this? You know, they can do a whole bunch of things in life, but why do this? It's because they just don't know how to be a normal person. Like, if they meet someone and they are going to form a bond with that person, now they always reflect confidence, calmness. They always act really cool in front of you, especially in the first initial meetings. They're going to act like you found like an angel. By chance, you met an angel. You met a really, really, really nice person who's very helpful, very supportive, but they are just trying to look for someone. They're always looking for someone, always usually looking for new people. And they will make a slightly longer bond with certain types of people. Okay? But with most people, it's like short-term benefit. And they're going to take something from that person. They usually take either money or let's say their belonging, or they're going to take away their trust. Something they will take away from this person. And then they will enjoy torturing that person because they don't want to give it back to that person, or they think that I will not give it back to this person. They want you to beg for it. They want you to plead for it. And sometimes they also want you to show them their power for whatever they take away. And for many people, they just take away their attention. They do something so weird and obnoxious that it can really disturb someone. It can disturb people mentally. Now, to be very honest, in psychology or psychiatry, there is no cure for psychopaths. Okay, and psychopathy is a very interesting subject for a lot of people. The only cure for psychopaths is in adhyatmikta, is in spirituality. But just like, you cannot get proper medicines for bipolarity or multiple personality disorder, split personality disorder, it can only be cured if that is some God's grace God's grace has happened on you or onto that person, then yes, spirituality is the way. But they live on shock value, they live on extreme survival mode. That's why for a psychopath, it's not about troubling someone who's very close to them. They can do the same to a stranger also, to a random stranger. They especially like to trouble good people. They especially like to trouble nice people, because they know that good people or nice people usually get a shock when they are cheated or betrayed, or they're lied to, or they're manipulated, or they're used. Usually they feel like this person is going to think about me all the time. Their way of wanting others to think about them is very twisted, is very manic. It's not normal at all. Okay, why have you met the psychopath? Not because there's something wrong with you. Now here's the thing, you have to always remember this. Just because you encountered a psychopath, you're talking to them, you're dealing with them, does not mean that you're a bad person and God is punishing you. Yes, they are gonna show you a very evil side. They're gonna show you they don't care about you at all. They're gonna show it to you. They'll not say it, they'll say the opposite of it. They'll say, oh, I really care for you, I really respect you, I really want you, I can do anything for you, you are my life will be over without you. Or when they meet you, they'll say things like, I really respect you, you're a really great person. But still they'll keep troubling you in multiple different ways, and whatever triggers you, they're going to use that more, because they play with people's emotions, and they play with people's attention also. They know that, okay, if I do this more, this person gets agitated, this person gets irritated. So guys, you can work with me one-on-one if you are dealing with a psychopath, and you can win through this situation. And the one energy that can defeat any psychopath in this world is Supreme's energy, God's energy. And yes, psychopaths also have a problem with God. Okay, you will see them mocking God, and because they have this crazy split personality, there's one person in them who you'll see is very devotional, worshipping to God, chanting God's name, praying to God, saying sorry to God. Maybe they also took your sympathy or your attention by acting like a godly devoted person. But you will see the same person act like absolutely pure evil when they have to disrespect God. So let's say they talk about God all the time, but they're gonna do something that usually people don't do. Let's say in India we have a festival where we worship God, like even Navratris we can say, or we can say Shivratri, or we can say Janmashtami. These are some of the days where all people celebrate, they are dancing, they are singing. Or let's say Ram Navami, okay, the Shera, Diwali. Nowadays it's a trend on Diwali, people are drinking and playing cards, and there was no such trend earlier. But a psychopath is going to do something like this on these special days of God. Especially they're going to drink heavily, they're going to do drugs heavily, or they're going to do some kind of sexual misconduct on these kind of days, because they also enjoy standing against God, or they like to do this to trouble people who believe in God, because they're like, okay, let's see if your God saves you or not, or let's see if your God can save you from me or not, from my emotional abuse or whatever kind of abuse they use. So dating a psychopath is very tricky, because they can make you feel amazing and they can make you feel horrible. And lots of people, they've studied these type of psychopaths who are very charming, they're very interesting to talk to, extremely fun loving. If they're around you, they're going to keep doing some or the other activity, and they're constantly, you'll notice, they're constantly trying to divert their mind into something. So they always look like they're present, they're sharp, they're very calm. They're also going to show you that they're very, very confident, okay, but actually they're not, because most psychopaths are also paranoid. They have this huge fear, and that fear can get triggered anytime, and because of that fear, they're going to keep finding things to save themselves, to safeguard themselves from falling into trouble. So that's the reason why if they meet someone or if they form a bond with someone, they form like a trustworthy situation with someone, they're gonna do something which is gonna be very small and puny. Like they'll either borrow money from them, money is a big thing for them actually, or they'll take away something from that person, they'll probably steal, if not borrow, they will lie to that person for some benefit. They can do anything in the moment, like molesters. They don't think who they're molesting. Sometimes they can molest random people, and sometimes they can molest people within their family circles. They don't think that tomorrow what's going to happen in future. So we all know, we all say that we should live in the here and now. Okay, when you live in the here and now, it means you don't worry. So they're pretending to live in the here and now. They don't live in the right now, they live in the day. They're always living in one day. So in one day, if they're having fun, they don't care what day it is, which day it is, why does it matter to them, why should it matter to them. They don't care about all of that. As long as they're having fun, as long as some of their addiction, some kind of latent show off of some material possession is happening, they're going to do it. Then they have to face the consequences, and then they have to clean it all up. They have to clean the mess that they've created, the stains they have created, they have to clean it up. So then they're going to put a lot of their mind on cleaning it up. And let me tell you, they're not going to clean it up with people where they feel it doesn't really matter, it's not that important. They're going to do it only in those places where they think that if they don't clean up, they'll be in trouble. So psychopaths also have fear from someone or something. Okay, then only they try to fix the situation, but not that easily. They will torture the people they love. They usually do that. Lot of emotional abuse, lot of emotional torture, and you don't know what they think about a person in their head. Inside his crooked heart, inside his evil mind, there's a lot of bad shit going on, but he's not going to show it. He's going to show it in a different way, and he's going to keep manipulating till he can get his way. That's the level of grooming they like to do. They want to make the person believe that I am not doing it to you, you are the one getting it done from me, whatever it is. That's the level of grooming they do. So kids are not safe around psychopaths for sure, but depends on what type of psychopath it is, because there are different types of psychopaths. There are some who are sexual predators, there are some who are money predators, there are some who are pathetic liars, like big time liars. They can lie on anything. And there's some who are they just like to just break people's trust. They're betrayal specialists, wherever they go they're going to betray. Some are like they're going to keep making promises. They make huge big promises. Some psychopaths like to show off a lot. They don't have anything, but whatever it is that they do, it's usually to hurt other people from which they derive joy. Now, there's very interesting stuff, lots of interesting things that you can do in order to protect yourself against their energy. There are many tools and techniques that work, but basic, most important thing that goes along with everything is your faith in God. You need to have 100% faith in God, and you need to work on yourself. You need to meditate regularly. You need to work on your nonchalant attitude, and you have to also work on your childhood traumas, because these psychopaths come from there only. They've come from something that you experienced in your childhood. You probably did encounter a psychopath when you were a kid, and that memory has not gone away from you, because as I said in the very beginning, they operate from extreme survival mode. Even if they're not doing it throughout the day, but they keep doing it. Okay, so they are going to shock people, scare people, disgust people in some way or the other. So being in love with a psychopath is not going to be easy. But when you learn to flip the narrative, it's going to be a lot of fun, because psychopaths, when they're caught or when they cannot trouble you, they're not the same anymore. In India, in fact, through spirituality, through meditation, we have great masters who have converted psychopaths, and we also have masters who have just destroyed the psychopaths. Both things they have done. Some have created enlightened teachers out of psychopaths, murderers, criminals, and some have literally destroyed them fully. And it's interesting to study about this. You should know about it. If you feel the resonance, you must know about it, you must study about it. And studying about psychopaths can give you a good idea, and that's why I'm making this type of content as well. But don't allow them to rule your mind, because you know what they do? They're always going to make you feel like they'll do something bad to you, and then they'll act like it's not very important what you're saying. So let's say a psychopath performs an act of sexual misconduct in front of you. You see it. Now you can't undo it. You have to talk about it someday or the other. But let's say you're a smarter person, okay? You don't, because you've been doing inner work and that's why you're here maybe. You don't give them that kind of response that they were looking for. So whenever the psychopath is going to talk about it, or whenever there's a conversation around it, whenever you'll bring it up or they'll bring it up, they're going to act like whatever you're saying does not have any value. They'll do anything, like while you're saying something, they'll take a phone call and then they'll spend hours on the phone call. They'll never get back to you and never say, yeah, so you were saying something. Or they'll be like, you know what, I have to get my this done or that done, and they'll just walk away. And this is also your cheat code. Whatever they do to you is also your cheat code. So whenever a psychopath does something like this to you, when they act like it doesn't bother them, know that this is a game that they're playing with you. It does bother them. It does affect them. And they are trying to act cool about it. They're trying to pretend, because they're really good actors, really good actors. They're just pretending in front of you that it doesn't bother them, but it does. Okay? Take it as like this person is ruined right now, because they are trying their level best to show you that they don't care. Anyway, I'll keep sharing more and more on this, and let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you also encountered someone you feel could be a psychopath. There's lots more that we can talk on this, and we can heal this, because strong men of God, strong men and women both, are here to show the psychopaths where they belong, or help the psychopath by giving them compassion if needed. It depends on how much discernment you have inculcated within you, that they can also become a normal person. I'll see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and Victor to Ram.